Hello everyone, in this video we will understand how to implement a multi-select drop-down list with checkboxes in ASP.NET MVC with jQuery Bootstrap multi-select plugins. So actually a multiple select drop-down with a checkbox in ASP.NET, we should make use of list box control and apply the jQuery Bootstrap multi-select jQuery plugins. Before we are going to start, I would like to ask you a favor. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. First of all, need to create one database. So right click and create the database. So this one I am going to add that skill DB. Just in the here I am going to add for now only one table, that's a skill ID. It will be the integer. And next one will be the skill name. That's all. So this one will be the table name, will be the skills, and under column will be the skill ID. Okay, so just select here, and now going to add some dummy data. C# MVC jQuery and SQL Server, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. That's all. Now open the Visual Studio, create a new project. So Wave App multi-select. Checkbox, click on OK, select the MVC empty project and click on MVC. Now you can see the boilerplate of MVC has been created. First I'm going to add the controller. Right click, add controller, select empty, add, and I'm going to give name, that is a home controller. After that I am going to add the view, add view. Click on add. Now going to call that entity framework. Right click on a model, add new item, select the data edu.NET entity model. I'm going to give that name is skill DB. Click on add, then next. Now select that. Here I have entered the server name, username, password. Now I'm going to select the database. Database your skill DB. Click on OK. Yes. Then click on next. Next. And here I'm going to select the table and click on finish. Now your ADMS file has been created. Now create one folder. Add folder. I'm going to give the name of a ViewModel, and inside the ViewModel I'm going to add one class, that is a skill ViewModel. And inside that I have to add that and skill ID. Next one is that skill name, and then another one, it will be the bool. I checked this one, this three. And first of all, here in the index I have to add some reference, some CDN. I have copied just that or all CDN part and paste it here. So now we can start. So come to the home controller. Here I am going to create the constructor. Just select this one, close constructor, and that skill DB entities. So create the variable of skill DB entities. Now I'm going to create the object of skill DB entities. Okay, it will be written that I enumerable of skill view model, this one. So list of skill view model equal to, so from here it will become obj skill in dot your skills. It will be the select new skill view model. Here need to assign, it will be the return to list, sorry, to list. This one. Now skill id will be the obj skill dot skill id. Next one is the skill name, so this one will be the skill name. Later we'll use that selected. Now this one need to pass to the view. Same one I have to call in that index.chhtml. It will be the model and add this reference input. That's all. Now next I have to create one div. Okay, in the div here I'm going to write like a skill, select the skill. Okay, the next ones it will be the select, I have to give that name, so dd list of skill. Okay, it will be the multi select, so that it will be the multiple equal to multiple, or inside that select I have to write like a for each loop. So for each loop where item in your model. So inside of model, if you will add here, you need to add the options. So what all option? So option, first one is that option, next ones it will be the value. So value, what will be the value? Your ID. So it will be the item dot skill ID, and then here it will display, that is the text, that is skill name. Okay, then now I will start that script. So script type JavaScript. Inside that I have to write like a document.ready function, .ready function. Inside that function this ID, so write that dollar dot multi select. It's not coming in the intelligence, so write that multi select, and then braces, and he inside that multi select we can write include select all option with the true. That's all. Because I have added the some JavaScript, that is a new JavaScript here with the help of a CDN. You can see that it's a new jQuery is here. So what we'll do, we'll go to open the layout folder and I will delete this 2 file. This one is not required, otherwise it will be conflict. Now open that index.cshtml, everything is okay. Now we are going to run the application. Just run the application. Now you can see here that drop down came. Once you are going to click here, you can see this select all option is also there, because here we have mentioned that include select all options. Here include select all option, that's why that select all option is also going. Once you are going to select, that will be automatically all the selected. Once I want to select MVC, jQuery and SQL Server, then it will be select like that only, this 3 only. You can see here it's mentioned that MVC, jQuery, SQL Server. Want to add select more, so you can select the select this and JavaScript, that all things you are going to select here. Okay, now I'm going to add one button. So once you are going to click on a button, so it will be display that what all things you have checked. First, I'm little bit need to change here that container. Just cut this one. Then div. So class, this one will be the row, and inside that the form class form group. I paste it here. Let's see if I will change this one to form control. Now again I have to add one button. So this div, and inside of this one will be the class row, then div class form group, and then button. So input type, this one will be the button. So value, save, and name also I'm going to use the save. So class that button dash primary. Okay, now save and reload again. So one button also came. Now going to keep that ID also for the button. That ID will be the button save. Now we will work on a button save event. So here dollar, that will be the ID selector dot click function. Now what's the name of the select? This one is a TD list of skill. So here I am going to add one function. Function save selected skill. Okay. Going to create one var that is a skill list. This one. Okay. So it will be the blank. So I'm going to use $.each function. So $.each function will be that what's the your ID? This one is a DD select. So $ID. So option is equal to selected. So it will be the function. First one will be the index, second one will be the data. That's all. Now add in the skill set plus equal to, going to add that breakpoint. First one will be that your dollar this dot value, make a space between the both of them, then plus dollar this dot text. And next I have to add breakpoint, that will be the BR. That's all. Now I'm going to display this value into alert box. So it will be in alert. I'm going to print this skill set, and this one I have to add here. Now that is done. So here reload the application and select that C# SQL Server and CSS. Okay, if you're going to click on save, first one is going 1 or C#, then 4 SQL Server, then 6 CSS. What we'll do, we'll create this one into new line. Let's see if new line will work or not. Just reload. Now select MVC, SQL Server and JavaScript. Click on save. So here you can see 2 is the MVC, 4 is the SQL Server, that 4 is that ID, and 7 is that your JavaScript. You can see 2, 4, 7. Now we'll try to save this data. Okay, we'll try to save this data. So click on OK. Just close the application, stop debugging. Now one more thing, I'm going to show that one here we have mentioned one more properties, that is checked, right? So is checked is equal to make that true, so all those that checkbox will be checked, and here in that index what will change, that one it will be, I'm going to change to the selected is equal to add the rate item dot is checked. If I'll do that, all those checkbox will be checked. Once you will run, you can see that once page will be load, that time all those checkbox will be the checked. Here you can see that all those checkbox has been checked here. You can see, right? Next I will try to save this data. So I'm going to add one more table. So assign a skill. So that's here. The skill ID. Just default I am going to use for one user ID. The default I am, because here I am going to not select that any creating that user. I am just assigning for particular user. Just this one, this user ID I am going to hardcode. So this one will be the assign skills. Okay, and scan skill, this one will be the ID. Okay, just make a auto number. Only I'm going to save this one. So just update entity model. Here that update. One more table is that assign skill. This one is a save. You can see this one more entity has been added, and what we'll do, we'll create one more action method, that this one will return the JSON result. And what will the JSON result will do, I'm going to add skill. That's all. It will be the list of integer. So what will the list of integer, list of skill. And one more thing, I'm going to use that user ID. Okay, that one. This one will be the HTTP post. Okay, and it will return by default. I'm going to return the JSON dot and JSON dot allow get. Later we are going to add here. For index, now we'll start with index. Alert is not required, in same one up to use. So here the $.ajax function presses that all those things need to be added. So it will be the async equal to true, type equal to post, and data type. So JSON type equal to application slash JSON set equal to UTF-8. UTF-8, then URL will be slash home slash index. The next will be the data. Just add this one, then success. There will be the function. It will return the data, and next one will be the error. So it will be the function alert message. There is some problem to process your request. That's all. Here everything is okay. Now need to add data. So what we'll do, here I'm going to add one, what's the name, list of skill. So that list of skill equal to, I'm going to make a bracket here. So here I'm not going to add in this one, this is not required actually, just make a comment, and here need to add with the help of a push method. So it will be add as a list. So push method, so $.this.value. Okay, first one is that. So here in the data we are going to use JSON.string fy. We will look that. So list of skill dot column to the list of skill. The next one will be the user ID. I'm going to add one. This one I am doing hard coded. Maybe that some other value will you can add, but this one I am doing hard coded for now. So that everything is done here, you can see. Now once it will be add here, it will come here. Let's see if the data is coming or not. Make a breakpoint, run the application. Before going to run that one, this one, because here in that index, here I have mentioned that index, this one, and this here I have changed in the home controller is that it should be index only, and just remove this one is checked, make as a default. By default it will be the false. Okay, and then now if you look that one, if you select C#, HTML and JavaScript, now if you're going to click on save, you can see the list of it's coming 3, 1, 5 and 7, and your user ID is 1. Now I will try to save this data. So how to do that? What's the table name? That is your assign skill. Okay, so it will be the assign skill. First I'm going to make a for each loop. This one the list of a skill, and here I have to add that item. Then assign skill, so create the object of a scan skill, and in the scan skill need to add some value. That is the first one is that skill ID, so skill ID is your item. Next one is your user ID, so user ID is this user ID. Okay, now we'll try to save changes. Call the entities, object entities dot simple that assign skill dot add, and object need to add, then save changes, object dot save changes. That is done. Okay. And here I'm going to return new, that message equal to skill successfully fully assigned, and next one will be the success, it will be the true. Okay, now open that in data.cshtml, if data.success equal to true, then alert message will be your data.message. That column. Now run the application. First we'll check in the database, just refresh, you will get the table. Here I'm going to run, select, you will see the data is blank. You see that blank. Now I will try to save. Open this one. I'm going to assign that MVC, CSS and JavaScript. Okay, there's 3 selected. Now I'm going to click on save. Hey, skill successfully assigned. I'm going to click on OK, and we'll check in the database. Let's see, the data has been come. You can see data has been come, and once you are going to save, this should be reset. So I'm going to create one function here. After this function, reset skills, so it will be the same like that, this particular loop. So make it loop here, and this one is not required, so it will be the dollar this dot attribute that's selected equal to false. So everything is done. So I hope it's clear. Thanks for watching.